Today we're going to be upgrading this early 2008 white MacBook. What a cool machine this is. And this is the first Mac laptop that I've ever owned where you can fully upgrade the RAM and the SSD. Or the hard disk drive, because we're upgrading to an SSD. This is going to be a really fun video, so let's go ahead and get started.
Now I'm very excited about this one. It's going to be pretty cool, and I want to see just how much faster can we make this machine. It loads everything just fine. I noticed that the web browsing is so painfully slow that you can't actually do it on here. And so what I've got here is I have a WD Blue, I know, one of the crazier ones. This one's got 250 gigs on it. And then we also got a beautiful cardboard box here from Otherworld Computing. Now in here is a charger and some RAM. Let's go ahead and open this up. I haven't opened this up yet, so as you guys are seeing it for the first time, I am as well. So let's go ahead and open this up. What do we have in here? We have another cardboard box. This one's got tape on it. That's how you know it's secure. What was the point of the tape if it didn't hold? We have an Apple MagSafe charger, you can see. This is a 60-watt MagSafe power adapter. I have quite a couple of the MagSafe 2 chargers because that's when I started using MacBooks, right? I don't have any of these until now. Basically, ever since I was given this thing, I've actually been able to keep it on a charge, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and pull that out. And just like that, we have 4 gigabytes of RAM. 4 gigabytes. Let's go ahead and get that box out of here. Now, the max you can actually upgrade to is 6 gigs on this computer. According to this website I'm looking at here, I think you can upgrade to 6 gigs of RAM unofficially. It officially supports 4 gigs, but the crazy thing is, the 4 gig card is actually significantly more expensive than the 2 gig card. So I figured we'd just get the 4 gig card. Wonder how I should open this. It's one of these freaking blister packs. There we go. Nice. Definitely going to be returning this, so got to take really good care of it. And just like that, here we go. We have the RAM popping out beautifully. Here we go. Hopefully it's the right kind. As you can see, these are each 2 gig cards, which are significantly cheaper than the 4 gig cards. This computer has 2 RAM slots in it, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace the current RAM with this. Let me show you guys how easy it is to upgrade the RAM in this thing. Step 1, turn it over. Step 2, use any coin, remove the battery. There you go. You grab your Phillips head screwdriver and you attempt to unscrew them. The cool thing is about this actually is that while you unscrew them, they're actually captive to this metal door here. I'll show you guys when I unscrew everything. It comes right out. So you can see the screws, they actually can't come out. They're captive to this little metal door. So I think that's awesome because it's less screws you have to lose. And then check this out. To remove the RAM, you just do this. That's how easy it is. That's it. Now your RAM is removed. Okay, I need to actually put this down. You take 2 fingers and you slide it out. You have just enough room. Here's the old RAM, and here is the new Otherworld Computing RAM. You can see it's got the same amount of pins. Pretty cool. You can see this one's all corroded. Is that corrosion? And then we got the other. Hold on. Wait a minute. Someone took out the other RAM slot. Someone took the RAM out of this thing. No. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put the new RAM into the thing, so it's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is you have to just slide it in, and then you have to give it a nice shove, and then the same goes for the other RAM card. That is good, and that is seated in there really well. I'm gonna be honest, I already knew there was a missing RAM slot. I didn't take it out for the sake of that bit. I knew that going in. I don't know why someone would have stolen it. That makes no sense, but I did have to take this apart just so I knew what I was doing. I figured while we have this open, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to clean this off. That's so satisfying. Oh my gosh. Look at how much is coming up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. Okay, we're gonna try that for right now. So let's go ahead and put our door over top of the thing. And I hope you guys can see me screwing this in. I'm only looking at the camera like once every 5 minutes. Why aren't you being... is it not in? Like I was saying, it was a little difficult to seat the other RAM stick in. Is it in all the way? It's not in all the way. That's why, okay. You have to give it a nice shove to seat the RAM in there. So if I just, there we go. And I mean, basically, it won't let you close the computer unless the RAM is fully seated, which is pretty cool, but it takes a lot of pressure. Before we do the hard drive, we just want to make sure that this computer can turn on. This is supposed to be easy, and I still think this is relatively easy. You know what? We're going to go ahead and turn it on, and we're going to see if it actually is detecting both RAM sticks. Wish me luck, guys. That's not good. It's not turning on. It's beeping at me. I don't know what I did, but I'm scared and confused. It's okay, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this MacBook. Okay, this was supposed to be easy. I'm hoping that the RAM port inside of the computer is not corroded at all. I'm gonna look this up real quick, give me a second. Okay, it's been a while. It's been about like 20 minutes or something. The 3 beeps means there's no RAM in the computer or it can't be detected. One interesting thing is I put the 512 meg card back in with one of these 2 gig cards, and it also had the same error. And then I was like, I'm gonna try one more thing, and then I'm gonna give up, okay? I put in the 512 meg card on its own as it was before, and yeah, just turned it on. And you can hear it's running, it's booting, it's running Mac OS Leopard. It's the next day, and I got some things that I need to say after making some discoveries. So one thing that I realized was that one of the RAM slots I think is broken.
I'm hoping that the RAM port inside of the computer is not corroded at all.
And I don't even know if this is true yet, but I think we're just gonna get in here and we're just gonna see if that's the case. I noticed that I did not try just putting it in the one slot that I know is working and then turning it back on. And that's why we were having the no RAM error. Am I on the frame here? There we go, that's better. What I'm gonna do now is I am going to take off this little RAM door here again. Well, not only is it the RAM door, but it's also the hard drive door, so we'll be in here approximately 57 more times. Real quickly here, we're gonna hot swap the RAM. I put the other ones back in the box. So I was originally just gonna return this and then buy a 2 gig card or buy a 4 gig card. The 4 gig cards are $68. These cost $12, and this whole thing, $19.99. So I figured I'd keep the other card if it doesn't work and use it for another project. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if just putting in one RAM card in the one slot that we know is working, and then try and turn it on and see if it'll read it. All right, now for the moment of truth. If it beeps, that was beautiful. Then we know our issue. No! It works! No way! Let's freaking go! We did it. We freaking did it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look, it's turning on! I probably shouldn't be shaking it around. We haven't done the SSD swap yet. That's coming soon. Okay. This computer is actually password locked, so I'm gonna take it far off camera over here, and I'm gonna log in. We can't actually use the other RAM stick because I think the other RAM slot is dead. Let's go to About This Mac and check this out. It's got 2 gigs of RAM! Arrgh! It was supposed to have 4 gigs, so that appears to be the issue. It's got 2 gigs of RAM now. So this computer, just for context, I think I said this a few minutes ago, but it already had 1 gig of RAM. One of the slots failed. So it was 2 512 megabyte slots, and I'm sorry, I'm shaking. I was so nervous this wasn't gonna work. This is like genuine excitement, oh my goodness. So the second I put a RAM card into the empty slot, it seems like it just completely freaks out and it can't actually read that slot. Step 1 is successful. Now, the really cool thing is it actually stayed on the Wi-Fi. Every time I've actually taken out the battery, it's forgotten the Wi-Fi network. I'm assuming it's like a DRAM issue, but I don't think these have PRAM batteries because these are laptops. I'm sorry I'm going off camera here. I just want to make sure that this works. This computer hasn't been wiped. Let's go ahead and I'll tell you guys the reason why it hasn't been wiped. I'll put it back on screen because you can't see the screen. But I can't wipe it because it actually needs the OS X Leopard install DVD. Now, I don't have that DVD. I don't. I live in an era when my oldest Mac was able to do internet recovery. So I don't at all have the DVD, and it costs like 20 bucks or something. And so what we're gonna do
is we are gonna clone this drive and then just wipe all the information off it. This was a family member's computer, so not a big deal there. But anyway, we had the WD Blue SSD. I figured now we take the time and we will take it, we'll unbox it. Let's unbox it. We'll take it apart. I don't know, we're not gonna take it. Oh, battery's at 88%. What I'm actually gonna do is I am going to put the computer to, I'm just gonna shut it down and then I'll turn it back on when I need it again because it's gonna be a while before this thing is gonna get charged again. So we are gonna try and preserve that battery if we can help it. I'm just genuinely excited that we at least got it to half work, okay? All right, there's no turning back after this. Did I cut that open? Yes, we did. Am I even in a frame? Again, I'm just so excited that that worked. My brain is just still processing that. All right, here we come. Remove before installing. This thing weighs nothing. Are SSDs supposed to weigh this little? It weighs less than my 2 terabyte portable SSD. This is mind-blowing. I've actually never handled a PC SSD before. We're gonna try a couple different things here. This is gonna be purely experimental. What I have to do is I have to grab my SATA cable. If you guys want to do this, you want to clone whatever, you guys have to get one of these SATA cables to USB, or if you have a newer MacBook, just do USB-C, but I don't think any of the USB-C computers even have hard drives, but I could be wrong. What I'm gonna do is, I got it plugged into the SATA cable. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can actually successfully clone this on battery power, but it might be so slow that it might not even be possible. If that doesn't work, what I might do is I might try and clone it with my new computer.
You guys can see it's loading. I probably shouldn't be turning the computer this way because it's got a spitting hard drive in it and we want to get the data off it safe and sound.
So, fun story, this computer actually has a CD in it and it's never been taken out. Here's the CD, by the way. This has been in the computer the whole time and I had no idea. Don't worry guys, I plan on giving it back at some point.
This is the most entertaining video you've ever watched, I know.
The disk you inserted was not readable by this computer. So I think what we need to do is we need to ignore that message. Don't worry guys, we're advanced technicians here, okay? I'm gonna try and put this on the screen. If I can't, I'll just cut the parts out. And we need to go to disk utility, because this is a new drive, and basically what we need to do is we need to, now, what do you, all right, disk utility. Let's see if the disk utility can even read the drive. All right, so I might switch to the camera angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I think what we need to do is we need to go to erase and we need to format it macOS extended journaled. What we're gonna do is we're gonna name this, very creative guys. I know, this is gonna be the most creative name ever, Macintosh HD. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click erase, and now it should be formatted to macOS Extended. Now, I think the reason why it couldn't read it before is I think because this is actually formatted to like a Windows format. This is supposed to be usable with just about any computer that has a 2.5-inch hard drive or a 3.5 with an adapter. Fingers crossed this works. Fingers crossed, there you go. I'll keep you guys updated. All right, this is literally 2 seconds later. This is like really surprising. But you can see it's already shown up. There you go. All right, so this is the super duper application. And so basically this is gonna allow us to successfully clone everything to the new SSD. So we're gonna see if we can actually do this. So Macintosh HD 1, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. So we're gonna copy it to Macintosh HD, backup, all files, and basically that's gonna clone everything and make a bootable copy. And the only things it excludes is everything that Apple recommends excluding. So basically like Migration Assistant, except this SSD is now gonna be bootable after we're done. Will this finish before the battery runs out? That's what we're gonna try and figure out here. We're gonna go ahead and hit copy now. You're about to erase Macintosh HD, but don't worry, we're erasing that one. We're not gonna do anything bad. So now, as you can see, it's preparing to copy the files. I'm hoping that it works and finishes before we run out of battery. As you can see, we got about 3 hours of battery life left. I have no idea how long this is gonna take. I'll see you guys when we have an update. This might be the slowest transfer speed I have seen since 2008. Don't worry guys, one day. So I've made the foolish decision that if at this point like we get really close to finishing and like we don't have enough battery, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use the MagSafe that I bought that I believe is counterfeit. I'm just gonna use it to charge it because we were actually able to successfully use it to charge the computer. And as you can see, it actually fully turned the screen off. I set the battery settings, so it's basically gonna make it most efficient for battery life. So the whole time it does the transfer, we can actually keep the screen off, which is awesome for battery life. That's what I've decided. If I really need a last resort, I am gonna use the MagSafe charger. Okay, so I did have to pull out the knockoff charger, but it's working and it's all done. And
we're gonna see if we can swap the drive and boot into it now. So here goes nothing. It is now time for the segment you have all been waiting for, the installation of the hard drive. Well, not quite. What I have to do is I have to boot it off of the hard drive before I put it in. So we're gonna go ahead and we are going to insert the SATA cable. Nice click, plug it into the computer. And then I am going to Google which key shortcut I need to use to boot into USB booting mode, or like where you can select which disk to boot, you know. Okay, so it says to hold the option key. I think that's the DVD drive. Don't worry about it, guys. My brightness is not up very high, but I'm pretty sure you can see that. So we can pick which disk we want to boot from. So we're gonna try and boot from the USB now and see if it works. Keep your fingers crossed, guys. Everybody at home, make sure to keep your fingers crossed for this to work. Come on. Sorry about the brightness. I had the brightness really low before I did this, so I do apologize. It works! No way! How can I prove it? So now that means we are currently running off of the SSD. So what that means is now we can do the transplant. So let's do that real quick. I'll show you guys literally. It's even easier than the RAM. I think it's fully shut down. Let's go ahead and close it. Unplug the external boot up disk. Unplug it. So this is actually really great too if you want to create any bootable backups like before you go on a trip or something. We're gonna get our coin here. Coins are essential in mid-2000s Apple computers. We're gonna grab our screwdriver. I know it's not iFixit, I'm sorry. I know. It's from Husky, which means it's good, I think. To do that, it's the same procedure as the RAM door. You just take off these 3 itty bitty screws. Again, I love how they think about the small details. And like these screws, they don't come out. It's like the AirPod Pros. It's awesome. So now you take this little tab here, just comes right out. There we go. And then this is the magic. And there it is. So I want to touch my bottom of the computer, or that's the top actually, to prevent any electrostatic discharge because that can damage a hard drive. Let's grab the Torx T8 screwdriver and we will unscrew it. Oh, these have thread locker on them. Nice. This is the kind of thing Apple thinks about. This is literally how easy it is. This is the whole thing. We take the bracket off. You can see that is the Hitachi 120 gigabyte hard drive. And then here, remove before installing. No going back now. The pull tab is actually supposed to face down. Now that's a really weird thing, but you guys definitely need to keep in mind. See, look, the screw holes line up. Okay, the screw holes weren't lining up before because I had put it in the wrong way. So it turns out the first time I had it in the right way, but I just wasn't inserting it the right way. Now that I should mention, this is like the first time I've ever upgraded a hard drive in a computer. I've taken out hard drives before, but never have I swapped one for an SSD. I really hope I didn't mess up this drive doing this. This is literally how easy it's supposed to be. I'm gonna make a failure reel, and it's gonna be a time lapse of me just being a dingus, okay? Yeah, sometimes they don't line up perfectly, but they should line up almost close to perfect. So it actually goes in this way with this little white tab here facing down. So now, yeah, I felt that nice click in there. It's in there now. Okay. It's like I was thinking like, oh, I want to do a logic board swap. Oh, I want to upgrade a unibody MacBook Pro. It's like, but I can barely swap out a hard drive in the easiest computer ever to swap a hard drive. So now, the moment of truth. I've been looking forward to this for several dozens of days now. That's the DVD drive. That's good. There's no missing disk. Look at that. It's loading right up. No spinning. Wow. Look at that. That's so much faster. How can I prove we're running on an SSD? So under serial ATA, we have The WD hard drive, capacity 232 gigabytes. Not sure what happened to the other 20, but it's here and it's on the computer and we're fully booting in. We have 122 gigs left and now this computer is running much faster than it was. We did it. We swapped an SSD into a MacBook. We actually did it. We're so smart.
Hey Tristan. Yes? I cloned your computer. I thought I was doing that? No, you don't have to. I already did though, it's done. Here, I'll give it to you anyway. Oh, sorry about that. I was talking about the hard drive, dude. Oh, my bad. I thought you were trying to clone the whole computer. Well, more for me then. Do you guys know who that was? Cause I don't. So here it is then. We have finally upgraded this early 2008 white MacBook. We have 2 gigs of RAM. Obviously it's not 4, but still pretty good for what this thing is going to be doing, which is nothing. And a 250 gigabyte SSD. And let me just tell you, the 250 gig SSD definitely makes this thing a lot quicker. It was very slow to load files and stuff, and now when you open Finder, it works right away. Now, unfortunately, because this thing runs such an old version of macOS 10, it's running Leopard, by the way, unfortunately, most websites don't support the old version of Safari that this is running. I believe it's 5.0.6, which hasn't been updated in just about 10 years. So that's pretty crazy. One thing I found really cool about this thing though is it has some really old macOS 10 relics. Like I think Front Row, iDVD, iWeb, a bunch of applications that we don't get anymore. And it is really cool to go through them and try them out and stuff. I might try and burn a DVD with iDVD. We'll see how that goes. This is now my oldest Mac that I own. A very neat device, and a massive thank you to the person who gave me this MacBook because I was able to do this upgrade. This was a really cool project. Obviously, the dead RAM slot is a bit of a letdown in the fact that it can't access most websites, even YouTube, yeah. But we might do some extra stuff with this computer in the future. It has boot camp support. It can run XP Service Pack 2 and higher, I believe. Not sure what the Service Pack means. I don't know. It also, I believe, is capable of running Vista, and why do I say Vista, even though it sucks? I actually have a laptop hard drive with Vista on it, so we might even see if that works. And we might even see if we can get on the internet with that, because I know Microsoft supported XP until a few years ago, like a long time. So maybe that might add compatibility. We might even try Linux. We will see. It's going to be a really fun project going down the road with this computer. But hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Okay, but this thing has like so much I/O. Apple, what are you doing? Why are you only giving us one port now? Like what?